Hi there. In this video we will cover the 3 basic steps to get started. The first step is searching your job. The second step is customizing the screening criteria. And the third step is shortlisting candidates while taking hiring decisions. The goal is to help you start using Brainer right away. Okay? So the first step is searching the job. So I will come to this search bar and I will look for the job that I'm going to work on. In this case, Tech Lead Backend Demo. I will click in the job and I will be brought to the job in Brainer. Okay, this is the information of the job that is brought from the ATS. So this is the job description. I'm checking that this is the job that I am looking for. Then I will come to the Analysis tab, where I will be able to extract the requirements from the job description. So I will click Extract from Job Description, and what Brainer will do is propose a first draft of the requirements based on the job description. Okay, so here you will have mandatory and preferred requirements. Mandatory will weigh 80 points, equally distributed among the requirements, and the preferred will weigh 20 points, okay, also equally distributed among the requirements. So here is where you will come and include all the different requirements that you find relevant for the position. Our suggestion is, if you doubt of including something or not, just include it. You can include it as neutral. So then you have the information available when navigating the candidates, okay? You can use the filter or not. In this case, what I will do is I will add a new requirement related to expected salary. Expected salary is less than 100,000, and I will add it as mandatory. Okay. I will modify the first one because I want someone with minimum of 8 years of experience, and I will update it. Here you can also include maybe if you are looking for someone not too junior but not too senior, you can add a new requirement saying less than 15 years of experience in backend development projects. If you usually target certain companies, you can include a list of companies. Candidate must have worked in at least one of these companies, and you copy and paste the list of 50, 100 companies. Or maybe you can say candidate must have worked in the food industry, in certain industry. Okay, so Brainer will go and assess if the information, if the candidate has worked in that industry. Okay. Remember that our AI model will understand the resume and the pre-application questions, and will understand the requirements, and will perform the analysis based on that. This is not keyword matching. Our model will understand the information in the resume and in the requirements. Okay. Perfect. So after you have defined the requirements, you will come to the Candidates tab, where you will be able to start evaluating candidates. If this is one of your first jobs, what we suggest is performing a calibration. Okay, so the next step will be bringing just 10 candidates and see if we are comfortable with the results. Okay, so I will bring only the first 10 results. I will filter by stage, new lead, new applicant, and I will bring the first 10 results. Okay, so Brainer will bring 10 candidates, will bring the resume, will bring the pre-application questions, and will perform the analysis based on that. Okay, so here what you will have is the candidates listed. These candidates will start being processed, and this information will be completed. What you can do here is customize the columns. So here I will remove the email, and I will bring the status column next to the preferred. I will remove the neutral. Company, I won't use the information, so I will remove it, and I will bring also the score, so that I have all the information that I want in this view. Okay, I will refresh the screen, and after refreshing, what I will find is all the candidates listed. These bars represent each of the requirements that we defined before. Okay, if it is green, it means that the candidate meets the requirement. If it is yellow, it means that the candidate partially meets the requirement. For example, the candidate doesn't have 2 years of experience but has less, it will be a partial. And if the bar is red, it means that the candidate does not meet the requirement. Okay, so this will be this RAG status for each requirement. And remember that the scoring will be calculated based on the requirements. 80 points for the mandatory and 20 for the preferred. So this scoring is fully explainable. Okay. Now that you have the 10 candidates listed, you will review, you will click on the candidates, and you will see if you are comfortable with the results. If you see that maybe you want to make some changes in the requirements, you can come back to the analysis tab and modify any of the requirements. So for example, I will modify this and say I want someone with 3 years of experience, and I want someone with experience using Microsoft Office tools, for example. If I include experience, if the candidate has any experience, it will be a yes. Okay, so if you want to set the seniority, include the number of years, saying, for example, 4+ years of experience using Microsoft Office tools. Okay, and I will include this as preferred. I will save changes, and when I save changes, the system will ask if I want to reevaluate candidates to review. Okay, if you are going to continue modifying the requirements, you can say not now. If not, you can reevaluate, and all the candidates that we have in status to review will be reevaluated. Okay, in this case I will select not now. As I added a new requirements and these candidates were not reevaluated, I will find a gray bar here mentioning that this candidate was not reevaluated for this specific requirement. Okay, and if I want to reevaluate them, I can click here and click reevaluate. Okay, and all these candidates will be reevaluated. As you can see, when I click reevaluate, the status changes to processing, and they will start being evaluated, and their status will change to review. Okay, this is the first step that you will, the first status that you will find in Brainer. Once I'm comfortable enough with the results, I will say, okay, I will start evaluating candidates, and I will bring the candidates in status new lead and new applicant, my initial stages, maybe in your case it is applied, and I will start evaluating. Okay, so you will see candidates will start being brought here and will be listed one below the other. Good. So now, when you have all the candidates evaluated, you will leverage on the filters and say, okay, I will review candidates in status to review, because the ones that I have already advanced or archived, I don't want them to see. I don't want them in this list, and I will filter by criteria. So I will say, I will start with candidates that have minimum of 8 years and that have a bachelor's degree and live in the United States. Okay, so that way I will apply this criteria filter and we'll get a shortlist of the 10-15% of the candidates that are more aligned to the position. Okay, this is really valuable, because this way you will be able to focus on that top candidates that are more aligned to the position. Okay, once you made the filter, you will be able to click on the candidate, review the information, the report with the certification of why the candidate meets or not each of the requirements. If you want to make another click in the resume, you can come here, and you will also have here the pre-application questions. Okay, remember that you can include requirements related to pre-application questions if the job has that information. Okay, so once you finish the analysis, you can say, okay, I will move the candidate to reached out, and you will be moved to the next candidate in the shortlist. In this case, Paul Graham, I will archive the candidate selecting the archive reason withdraw, for example. Okay, the archive reason that applies to what you are seeing there. Okay, so in that advance, you will see the different stages for that job in the ATS, and in the archive list you will see the rejection reasons that you have in the ATS for that job. When you take a decision, this will impact in the ATS. Okay, so candidates will be synced. When you reject the candidate will be rejected, and if you advance, the candidate will be moved to the next stage. I will remove now the filters so that you can see that the candidates were advanced and archived accordingly. Okay, so when you advance, the status will change to advanced, and when you archive, the status will be changed to archived. Okay, and the other way around, if you want to archive candidates, you can say, okay, I will filter candidates that don't live in the United States, and I will archive them massively, selecting, for example, the location reason. Okay, this way you will be able to navigate candidates and take decisions based on data. Okay, if, for example, I filter by to review and I apply the criteria filter, but I don't find as many candidates as I want, I can say, okay, I will be more flexible with the minimum of 8 years, and I will consider also candidates that partially meet this requirement. I don't find any. Okay, so I will, for example, remove this criteria. I don't find any, so I will remove this other and focus on candidates that live in the United States. Okay, this way you will be navigating candidates and shortlisting candidates based on the requirements. Okay, as you can see, this icon is showing that the job is being evaluated. So next time you enter Brainer, all new candidates will be here in the table. Okay, you will see that if a candidate apply, it will be shown in this list. Okay, so all the information will be updated. Well, hope this video was helpful. If not, please feel free to reach out. Okay, thank you.